certain. The fundamental truth is, if MAPS does not succeed, none of us will likely succeed. So I think it's imperative that those who are looking at this space really look at the longer vision of the next 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years. How do we collectively focus on supporting MAPS to make it through FDA clinical trials, but then understanding that that will be the sort of bulwark that opens up all the rest of the space afterwards. So I think it's critical. I interviewed Bob Parsons, the founder of GoDaddy, billionaire, 6 weeks ago at a conference, and he's one of the few as well. He refuses to invest in for-profit companies. He has a foundation where he's only donating to nonprofits, and I think that lens is super, super important for extremely high net worth individuals if they really want to see this succeed, to focus on MAPS as the key to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Kathy. Any other questions?
You mentioned it's been going on for about a year and a half and a few cohorts have come through. What sort of feedback have you gotten so far? Like, what lessons have you guys learned so far?
So the model that I think is most important and relevant is that we as practitioners, that we as coaches, that we as representatives of this medicine, that we walk the path first ourselves. And that's very difficult to do in the United States because of the illegality of, for example, psilocybin. So the reason we host an intensive in Costa Rica is because we believe that it's critical for those practitioners to understand the terrain and not just to look at the map, to go through that experience of transformation with a psychedelic medicine before they choose to guide others through a similar process of transformation. So that embodiment of the wisdom or the intelligence of these medicines is really central to the program. And that's one key element that people have really talked about as being centrally important. The other one is community, is relational bonding. A lot of practitioners who come into this space are isolated in their homes, they're isolated in their communities. They're the only person who's really interested in doing this. And so all of a sudden by moving through and coming through this program, they're connected with, we have about 40 people per cohort, they're connected with all of these other practitioners who have their own modalities. Some are clinicians, some are medical doctors, some are social workers, some are executive coaches, some are facilitators and guides, some are just doing pre and post. So there's a really beautiful network that starts to form within cohorts where there's almost like a collaborative care model that can come out of that to ensure that as we work with clients, that we can support them from every dimension when they're going through this process of healing and transformation. So the two things are embodiment, really walking the walk as we move into this space, and the second thing is the community element and really being connected to a courageous and pioneering group of practitioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.